Hi, my name's Grant. I'm a manager here at the bicycle shop, and we're going to talk a little bit about lights today. Different lights, what you need to have in the state of Pennsylvania to be legal to ride at night, and how to see the best so that you can actually ride at your fullest potential. We're going to start with some of the basic headlights. You can get away with something as simple as little LEDs. We've got ones that simply attach using a silicone little band. That goes around the entire handlebar or seat post. You can get them in red or white. This one just happens to be a white LED. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see very much of anything beyond a couple feet in front of you, but they will pass the law. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Pennsylvania state law, it is required that you have some form of headlight. And again, it doesn't necessarily need to be bright enough that you see, but bright enough that a car or something will notice you. People often ask, well, don't you need a tail light as well? In the state of Pennsylvania, tail lights are not required, but they do require a reflector of some kind, and that goes for wheels and pedals and things like that. Is it common sense? Yeah, I would much rather be visible from a distance than have to have a car close enough with its lights on to be able to see me. So I prefer running both, and there are some pretty cool little combo packs like the Frog, the Nog Frogs that I was showing you earlier, you can buy as a combo pack. Blackburn, most companies are going to have a different version of tail lights, combo kits that'll allow you to be legal and safe as well. Now, if you're looking to get into more serious riding, say you don't necessarily live downtown or nearby town where you have a lot of street lights, you're probably going to need something a little more substantial than just this little guy. And for that, we're looking at something like the Cat Eye Uno. Very simple system. Runs on a single AA battery. It is waterproof. Has a nice little magnetic switch to turn it on, and this actually will give you a beam pattern that's bright enough to actually be able to see where you're going. And this is what I would say is pretty much the entry level for safety, at least being able to see a beam pattern as to where you want to go. So in addition to some of the battery powered lights that we were showing you, or just common batteries like AA, AAA, there's also some newer technologies that have come out that are pretty slick, that actually are using USB, so you don't have to worry about replacing any battery. You can just plug it into your laptop or your PC, get a charge, and then be able to ride when you're done with work as well. And they come in different shapes and sizes. Surface makes one, and then also Blackburn makes one called the Flea, which is pretty small, and it's got the same plug-in technology. It actually has a neat little LED that'll tell you what your charge looks like, green being good, red being bad, as an option as well. So that's another neat little invention that's come out in the last couple years. And then you get into more serious riding, you're going to need something a little higher power if you're living outside of town, or you want to go, say you want to get into maybe some light trail riding, or maybe you do have a dark path that you want to ride on. We've become big fans of Light in Motion as an option, and they have a very nice rechargeable. Now their base model is a nickel metal hydride battery, but it actually has a high beam, low beam, as well as a flashing if you happen to be out at twilight. Now this system weighs just a couple ounces, comes with this nifty little bag, and you have the option of mounting it to your handlebar and stem combo, or if you prefer to put it on your helmet, it's light enough that it won't affect your helmet movement, and it'll give you a spotlight anywhere you look. So if you hear something go bump in the woods on your ride home, you can look over and see what that might be. This just happens to be the lowest one. When you get to this level of lights, you're getting into a different measurements of how bright light is, which is lumens. Now the Stellas, this is called the 120, which is kind of the base model for them, and that's kind of their smaller unit. This is good enough that you can trail ride at night. It's a little limiting, meaning that you can't ride probably as fast as you want to on a downhill, because it is possible to outrun the headlights. If you want to go really fast, you step up to something more like the Seika series, which is a lot brighter, as you can see by the beam on my shirt. This is 1400 lumens in comparison to 120 lumens. It actually runs 6 different LEDs, which brings us to a whole nother discussion as to all these lights nowadays are LED technology. Very few light systems run actual halogen bulbs. LEDs have been getting better and better with every year. They make them brighter, they make them more efficient. 5 years ago, your top-of-the-line light system, rechargeable, would have cost $700–800, and you would only get maybe 5 hours out of that for one single charge. These new ones are bumping up the wattage, or the lumens, excuse me, by almost double or triple the output of the old halogen systems, and still getting the same battery burn time on a much lighter, better battery as well. This is actually the battery pack for the 1400, which is actually 6 cells, 6 different batteries tucked into one unit, and it's lithium ion, much like your cell phones. Benefit of lithium ion is it's lighter weight, and it doesn't require, it doesn't have battery memory issues like some of the other versions do. And here we have one other combo unit, which is pretty slick by Light and Motion. It's like the commuter special. They call it the 360 because it literally gives a 360-degree range of view. Single LED that, about the same brightness as the first one I showed you. Notice the nice little yellow side light. So as you're cruising through town, cars are going to see you from the side. And same with the back is actually where the battery pack is, has 3 LEDs that flash as well as a blinking side LED. So you're covered from 360 degrees. Goes on very simple with a couple Velcro and little rubber straps. And it also has the high beam, low beam, and flashing like the other light systems. So that pretty much covers it as far as lights. Hope you enjoyed this and hope you found it informative.